The following is a 30-minute snippet from our usual AMAs on Friday night, where Teal and I discuss both our critique style and why we stopped doing RPG Maker Let's Play videos. If you're part of the community, please watch. Alright, so we have two talking points we wanted to go over. This is specifically in relation to us returning to active duty in the RPG Maker Let's Play forum.
Yes.
As you know, Monday we did our first RPG Maker Theater with Dagica. We played Star Mage and Berry B's very interesting, whimsical adventures of Cinderella game.
Yes, the misadventures of Cinderella.
Yes, the misadventures. Thank you so much for the sub, Damian, as always. What does he got to say?
Oh!
Finally make it to one of these again. Thank God for my new work schedule. Praise be. Also 7 fucking
Thank you, sir. 7 months.
Thank you, Damian.
7 months. We're so happy. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, basically we want to go over some talking points, and we're only going to take about 20 minutes of this, and then we're going to kind of just toss this, turn off the rest of the lights, and just drink our adult beverages and have fun. But a lot of this is because there's always been a lot of questions about why we stopped doing RPG Maker Let's Plays, other than we just wanted to do what we're doing now.
Right.
And also, we want to kind of give people a refresher as to what it is that the Studio Blue critique style is. So if you can give us about 20 minutes of your time, we're going to talk. Feel free, of course, to ask questions, but we're going to go over these two topics, and then we're going to just jump into the regular portion of the AMA. This is not just us talking and you listening, so if you want to throw out a comment, please absolutely do.
Yes.
All right.
Because we're watching chat.
Absolutely, 100%. So the big two things we're going to go over, and the first one we're going to hit, is our critique style and why we speak in definitive terms. A lot of people wonder why it is we talk as in do this and don't do that, and we're going to go over that real quick. So, you mind if I start, Teal, or do you want to start?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Teal, just don't try and sell me a timeshare. We won't switch up.
We won't. No timeshares here.
And we promise this will not be long. So, Teal and I have been working in a variety of industries, like the film, the game, and the book industry, as long as like since 1996.
Something six-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
As well as many functional areas.
Yes. Yeah. So, you know, we kind of have a lot of experiences that we brought to the table when we first started the Studio Blue critiques, starting with RPG Maker, but literally everything we critique at all. You know, so we've made a lot of mistakes over the years since 1996, a lot of them, and we've learned from them, and we want to pass that on.
Yeah, so yeah, given that we want to share our expertise with you guys, we started doing our critical plays. Right.
First our RPG Maker Let's Plays.
Right. And we just wanted to point out the good, the bad, and the must improve for folks. And you know, make everything better.
Yeah, we're basically pulling from our experiences. You know, and that's where we get the bulk of our knowledge. But the reason that we're saying this, the reason we keep talking about the stuff we've done in the past, it's not to sit there and show that we're better than anyone else. We're not. No one is better than anyone else when it comes to anything creative. Everyone is always learning. That's a constant.
Yes,
but
even us. We
are technically what you would refer to as subject matter experts. We're an authority on the topics. Technically, would you really call us a domain expert?
Yeah,
because we're not really an SME. That's more academic. But we basically come from expertise. So when we talk about game development, that's what we're talking about. It's a position of expertise. We've done this before. Exactly, Drash. We've learned.
Yes, we've learned, you know, from our mistakes, and we want to share that knowledge with everyone else, so that you guys don't make the same mistakes we did. Right. You know, it saves you some time and you know, a lot of hair pulling. Right, and we do get things wrong. We still do get things wrong because we're still learning. Which we said earlier, everyone's learning. And whenever we're pointed out that we've made a mistake, we immediately try to correct it. Yeah. We don't double down and say, well, it's this way, well, it's this way. Yeah, exactly. So the whole point of this, the reason we're building up to this is when we critique a person's game, we're talking from expertise. Because we've been around the block so many times. Right. We're not dictators. We're not trying to dictate what a person does or doesn't do. No. We are speaking from expertise and authority because we've been doing this since the 90s,
and we have made a lot of successes and errors and mistakes and failures and ups and downs, lefts and rights.
See, you're never obligated to follow any of our advice.
Never.
Okay, you're the developer.
Right.
You do what you feel is best.
Exactly.
However, when we take the time out to critique your game, honestly, it's pretty insulting to argue against our critical points when the developer, has asked us to critique your game.
Right.
So why are you asking us to do something if you don't want to hear what we have to say?
Right.
You know?
Right. Now, that doesn't apply to you needing to clarify something.
Oh,
Please
no.
clarify.
Yeah.
So if you say, if we're talking about a certain thing and we're way off topic because we're missing a key point, please clarify. Again, if we've made a mistake, let us know. We'll fix it. But don't come to us to critique your work and then fight us over the critique we give you.
Right.
We're not coming from some position of we're better than you. We're coming from a position of here's how we feel your work is good, how we feel it's lacking, and how we feel it can be better. So we can actually move on to our style here. And this is where we have felt in the past people think we're arrogant. We're just going to come out and say we're not. We don't have enough time to caveat every single point we bring up in our critical plays, our critiques, our RPG Maker Let's Plays. We don't have the time to caveat every single point with, in my expertise or my experience, you should possibly consider.
Blah.
We don't have time for that.
There's no time.
We don't. There is not enough time to do that and give the work proper credence.
Right.
So we say things like, do this, don't do this. Yeah, exactly. People fall in the Gunner-Kruger effect. But literally, what we do when we give that authoritative way of speaking, it is to drive home a point, to make sure you, the person whose work we're critiquing, understands the positives and critical points. We're not trying to say we are better with you. We're better.
No.
We're trying to say, look, we got like 5 seconds to go over this point. Do this. Don't do that. Boom. And we move on.
Right. Because just to build on Steele's point.
Right.
When we use these words, do this, don't do that. We do this because we are live.
Yeah.
When you're live, you just, it's hard to stop every few minutes critique. And when you do, you need to bam, bam, bam. Do it. Get on it right away.
Yeah.
Say it and move on.
Yeah.
Because 1, no time. 2, live streaming.
Right.
Y'all know how it is.
Y'all know how it is. And it was the same way when we were doing Let's Plays that we pre-recorded, by the way, because otherwise it would have been like a 4-hour video. And I know people like to see long plays of stuff, but do you really want to see a long play of us constantly making critical points?
Yeah. Stopping the gameplay to go and have a huge exposition on a point.
And
nobody wants to see that.
No, it's not. Case in point, it was very hard for me to analyze both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Horizon Zero Dawn because I'm having so much fun. We don't play the games we analyze for fun. I play them later if I want to play them for fun. Case in point, Radiant Arc by Linky and even for Eternia by Aaron. I've played those for fun. So I will potentially play your game for fun, but not when I'm critiquing it.
No. Just
ignore it or take it on board either way. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And to reiterate, BG, you're not obligated to take our advice.
You're not obligated, but just please give us the courtesy to listen to it.
Listen it, take a note. Thank you. Move on.
Yeah.
All right. So we recognize that the authoritative speech that we're offering this criticism can come across as arrogant. We recognize that people have said it's not just people trolling us, but legitimate criticism.
Yeah.
Our intentions, though, across the board are to help the developer. That has always been what Studio Blue is about. That is always what we will ever be about.
Right.
If we say this doesn't work or this is not good, it's not to crap on them.
No.
It's to offer every critical point and to try to give a suggestion on how to improve. And if we don't offer a suggestion along with the critical point,
then you need to call us out.
Right away.
Okay, call us out. Let us know so we can address the issue.
Yep. Now, this does not apply to our end game reviews that we do, like I did for Edge of Eternity, and we're going to do for the other games we critically play.
Right.
Because those are summaries of what does and doesn't work. And if we tried to actually do a critique of an end game critique, the video would be 2 hours.
Ooh,
way too long.
Nobody wants to see that.
So our reviews are just that. It's a review of what does and doesn't work.
Right.
It's not a critique. We will be adopting more feedback that we've been given from Edge of Eternity in our future reviews to try to make them more palatable and help a little more. But
we are working on feedback for ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Teal was saying, we're going to incorporate that in the future videos.
Right. Now, we used to be a lot rougher, especially me. I used to be very rough, but since we switched to live streaming, we've pulled back a lot on the overt negativity, and that was our bad. That was a big negative on Studio Blue's part, and we've cut back on that to show you guys that we really are about making things better for you, and not making other people laugh at misfortune. Yeah, we're not, hey Tron, how you doing? Good to see you, man.
Tron.
But this is all thanks to the community and YouTube feedback. So you guys actually have made us better critiquers, and we love you all for that.
And thank you so much for that.
Yes, yeah, we are trying to grow thanks to the criticism. Like, again, I got a lot of good criticism despite some of the negative wording in the Edge of Eternity review. And we are going to make future end game reviews, even though they're reviews and not critiques, even better.
Right.
So honestly, you guys are helping us grow, and we love you all for that.
And I just want to reiterate the point that when we criticize a game, critique a game, look, no matter how deep we go into it, it does not mean we don't like the game.
No.
Okay? In fact, let me just say this. The harder we're analyzing your game, the more we love you and love it. Okay? So we dive deep into some of these games because we see the potential. We want to bring it out and make that game shine and give it all the love and support that it needs.
Yeah, we want the games we analyze, criticize, and review to succeed. Again, and I'm going to reiterate this for the 1,000th time in case somebody who got upset at the way I reviewed Edge of Eternity. I want Edge of Eternity to rival Final Fantasy. I believe in that project with all my heart. That's why I put it to the grinder during the end-game review and during the 12 hours I played it. So, yeah, we must think the same. Oh, okay, you guys talking? Yeah, I love Radiant Arc. We'd be ecstatic if the day ever came when the RPG Maker community was so good at critically analyzing each other and offering each other feedback that Teal and I were no longer needed.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if that ever happens, if there ever comes to a point where we're watching you guys critique each other on our server and in other videos, and you all are offering the kind of feedback and criticism that are making you all better, and we could actually step back, we would be happy. I mean, BG, we're going to be optimistic. We'd be super happy.
We'll pop the champagne.
Before we move on to the other topic, which is why we stopped doing RPG Maker Let's Plays, I want to give a quick parable. Teal and I are very good friends with someone who is an Oscar award-winning special effects artist. I'm not going to go any further than that. This guy has been in insane number of movies behind the scenes. He was even in the MCU, but I'm not going to go any further. I do not want to dox us or him. He told me once, I have done this, 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 and this. If you come to me for advice about film, shut up and listen.
Yeah.
You can decide what to do with it later, but don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that is the feeling that I understand now where he's coming from. Now, I am not this guy. I have not done what this man has done. But I kind of know what I'm talking about, and so does Teal. Yeah. The whole point of this is, guys, we critique the best way we can. We do it for you guys because we love you all. You're hilarious, Sweatshop. Good to see you, Zarsla. Lots of love. And let's just move on.
Let's just move on to our next point.
The topic of...
Because this has been asked a lot off and on.
Yes.
Both Teal and myself.
Yes.
And I want to address it. Okay?
Okay.
And that
welcome
is...
to the Stream Wolf.
Welcome to Stream Wolf. And that is, why did Studio Blue leave RPG Maker Let's Plays?
Oh, thank you so much for the sub, the Prime sub. All the love there, Zarsla. All the love.
Woo, yeah. I am glad to be supporting the channel.
Oh,
we love you,
thank
Zarsla.
you, Zarsla.
All right.
Okay, so why we left RPG Maker Let's Plays and then returned.
Right.
Okay. First off, y'all know, most of you know this, but we had a lot of personal issues that hit us at the end of last year, beginning of this year.
Yep.
And there were some doozies. Okay. Steele's grandmother passed away in August of last year. Then his father passed away in January.
January the 1st. That was my New Year's present, was my mother calling me and saying, your father just passed away 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. So... yes.
Yeah. In shock, by the way.
I can't. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion there.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle to the point where I almost broke it.
Yep.
In October for Halloween. Guys, that took months to heal.
Months.
And I was in rehab, and off and on pain medicine, and it was very distracting. There was a lot of times it was hard for me to get up here and try to do a stream because I felt so bad.
Yeah, the Let's Plays, we were still doing the offline LPs at the time, and I would start getting things set up, and Teal would just be down there kind of groaning. I'd be like, okay, we can't do it right now. We have to put it off.
Even going up the stairs was really difficult.
It was rough.
So there was that.
Thank you, Sweatshop.
And then you guys, of course, know about all my dental issues that started up around the end of February, beginning of March.
Yep.
And, when you're in constant mouth pain, and I mean, I was popping Aleve and Tylenols like there was no tomorrow. And, again, I didn't feel like doing much of anything except just laying there in a stupor. Right.
I mean, you guys remember there was a certain point where she actually went away for a couple of weeks.
Yes, I did.
To get her mouth fixed. So
I finally got, all the teeth pulled and the dentures put in. And then that was a rough healing, to be honest with you. So just the summary is that we had a lot of personal stuff going on from basically October of last year all the way through, first quarter of this year. And that was a lot. We started. Go ahead, Teal.
I want to say first off, thank you to everyone on the stream for the sympathy and the love. I mean, it means a lot. It was I am a very emotional person, but I put a lot of my personal emotions to the side when I work. And it got to the point where after my grandmother passed and my father got his fatal diagnosis, he knew he had about 2 months to live.
Yeah.
And he said, just put me in hospice. Let's just do it. There were times I was shutting down, and it was hard. So the love that you guys are giving even now, all of you, BG, Gryphon, Zarslav, Maiden Sweatshop, Tron, every last one of you, thank you. It means a lot. This is not the only reason we stepped away from RPG Maker Let's Plays, but it was a major contributing factor because all this shit started to go down in the end of 2019, and in early December of 2019, Teal and I determined that we just couldn't keep up the pace that we wanted.
No, we couldn't.
That you guys deserved, or that we felt was professional, because we try to be consummate professionals.
Yes, we do.
So we knew that we'd be making an exit from Let's Plays for at least 3 to 6 months, if not longer. We knew that was going to happen.
Just to take the break and catch our breath and get back on track.
Yeah, get back on track. So that's why we even made the decision that Bubba Hotep's game was going to be our last game. That was going to be an RPG Maker game. That was it. So we made that decision, and when we made that decision, we stepped back away from everything. And we took a look at the last 2 to 3 years of RPG Maker Let's Plays that we did, and we took a look at everything, and we kind of didn't like what we saw.
No, there was definitely some issues that I did not like.
Yeah.
The big one was I felt that we were encountering the same issues in the games over and over again, like the same things.
Right.
So I felt that the LPs just felt tedious, repetitive.
Right.
And I didn't think that anybody was really learning from them after a while, because we just kept going over the same things.
That's right. The games started to feel like the same.
Yeah, they started to feel the same.
Yeah.
It's bad when I confuse one game for another.
Yes.
That's awful.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was rough. So we started having that happen. We had already given like a book's worth of advice on the LPs anyway. Like, we literally were like, we have done so much anyway. We really didn't have any new advice to give. Now, it was spread over LPs, so we could have probably condensed it.
Sure.
But the thing is here's the thing. It stopped being fun for us to get in our studio and make RPG Maker Let's Play videos. That's the bottom line of it. It just wasn't fun anymore. And I think Top Dollar quoted it best.
When the idea becomes the institution, it's time to move on.
And that's how we felt.
I love that quote.
So we also, and this is not, Teal and I debated back and forth as to whether or not to bring this up, but we feel that everyone here has their big boy pants and can take this. Because you all know this. You all are smart people, and every last one of you are the people who we trust. There were also some problems with certain parts of the RM community that also attributed to the stress. that toxicity that, eats away at communities, we were really starting to feel it.
We were feeling it.
And I'm going to go out and say this, and I have never said this, and I don't mean any one particular person, because I legit all love you. I love everybody in the community, and so does Teal.
Yes.
But there started to become a sort of omnipresent sense of entitlement.
Kind of, yeah. I was going to say entitlement.
You need to play my game. You need to play my game. You need to play my game. And it's like...
Yeah, why aren't you playing my game?
Right. And it's like, guys, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Oh my goodness. And then the replaying. The replaying really got to us. Let me go ahead and try to dissect it.
Okay, go ahead. Because,
and then I'll So people would ask us to replay their game over and over, with little to no improvement between the plays. So it was like, God, even their Patreons, and we made a huge mistake saying if you were a certain level, we'd play your game once a month.
Yeah, we did make a mistake.
We made a huge mistake,
and
we kind of fed into that negativity, and that was our fault. So we taken the blame for that. Like, we were at fault. We kind of fostered a bad attitude of, hey, here's my game. Okay, now next month, here's my game, but you didn't change anything. Here's my game. So that was the kind of thing. It's like those two things together kind of made us go, this is turning into a job, and we're trying to do this for fun, even though we want to make this a job.
Sure.
It was like, but it gets a little worse than that.
Unfortunately, some of the people that we reviewed got very combative and abusive to us in their rebuttals.
Very much so.
It was very unpleasant for me to try to talk to these people.
Right.
And I'm a human being. I got problems too, and I don't need the abuse.
Right. And we weren't like, wow. We are thick-skinned. You have to be professional. But after a while, it was like, really? It's not. It kind of hurts.
I mean, I just started questioning.
Are we doing the right?
Am I doing the right thing? Am I a good person?
Yeah.
I mean, am I really as bad as these people are saying?
Yeah.
And so that really got to me.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of this. Remember, this is compounded by all the losses, all the pain.
We
all the
remember.
Issues.
All the personal stuff that was going on top of all this.
And understand that, and this is going to come to a point later. The two together were not good. And then there was some even were showing a lack of empathy to the fact that I had lost people and that Teal had been injured. And that was kind of like the thing. That was when we started feeling like the community, not you guys, not any one particular person, not even the community as a whole, just people in the community were using us to get exposure for their game.
Yeah.
Like that's what Studio Blue was for, was to play their game so other people could see it instead of actually giving actionable criticism that would make their game better. And that, again, when you combine those issues with our own personal problems, we couldn't do it anymore.
We just couldn't do it anymore.
It was the perfect shitstorm.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. And it's not you guys. It's literally, we can't poke, and it's not the RM community.
It is not.
It was everything coming together.
It just created the perfect storm, to be honest with you.
Yeah. However, because we try to always be positive,
yes,
we didn't want to leave on a negative note. We didn't want to say this on our exit. So we just stated we wanted a new direction.
Which is true.
Yeah.
We did want a new direction. We did a lot of reassessing.
Yes.
In the first couple of months of this year.
Yes.
And loss will give you a change in perspective.
It does. Burying your father, having your mouth in pain, just shit in general, makes you look at it and go, what am I doing, and how
what am I doing? And we reassessed everything. We just went through a whole big reassessment, and I'm like, we need to go move in a different direction.
Right. We wanted to go in a different direction, so it was a chance to exit gracefully.
Yeah.
And we had never planned to stay away permanently.
No.
However, if we had said that, then people would have been like, well, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? When are you coming back? I can't wait for Studio Blue to come back. So yeah, we didn't need that. We didn't need that stress.
Yeah.
We didn't need it.
So we just
we kind of pushed it.
We kind of pushed it as a permanent change.
Even though that wasn't really
for us, it was more of a wait and see.
Yeah.
But honestly, we have gained a lot of ground.
Yes.
In our new directions.
Yes. And we are very pleased with what we're doing.
It has made our foundation a lot more solid.
Yes. And the love you guys have given us has exponentially healed any of those injuries. We love you guys. So the timing for our return is really simple. When we heard about RPG Maker MZ coming out, we were like, now might be a good time. And then when Dagika approached us to do what we do on Monday nights, we were like, yeah, now's the time.
Let's do it.
So you take all of that stuff we just talked about, every last bit of negativity, and we were like, okay, it's been almost 8 months. 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months.
Let's relax. Let's get back into it. Let's see how we can get back in. We got the approach came from Dagika from them, and we were like, let's do this. Let's do it. So yeah, it was never about abandoning the community. It was literally about, hey guys, we had to kind of take a break, and
we didn't abandon the RPG Maker community.
No, not at all.
It's just that we stopped doing Let's Plays, but we foster the community on our Discord.
Right.
We help people on and offline with their RPG Maker games.
Thank you.
We help with game jams and stuff.
Yeah, we would not have offered to Judge and Drifty's 5th annual game jam if we had abandoned the community.
Absolutely.
So it's really inaccurate. And by the way, we've never abandoned the RPG Maker engine. We stopped using it because we wanted to make a 3D JRPG.
Yeah, for one game.
Yeah, we still love the RPG Maker engine.
We like the RPG
Teal
Maker
and I
engine.
Teal and I's first engine together working on was RPG Maker 2003. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and put this aside because I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, and no, the chat's not frozen for us, Sweatshop. Is it chosen for you? Frozen? No? Okay, must be, might want to try reloading your Twitch.
Yeah.
But honestly, guys, you know, we give you all of this, and we took 30 minutes instead of 20. Our apologies. But yeah, our very first game, Zarsla, we worked on was
it was an RPG Maker
2003.
Game.
Yeah.
And that I had so much fun. That fostered my love of game level design.
Yep.
So yeah, I have a lot of love for RPG Maker.
No, BG, no. We want to move on. But, you know, if anybody wants to throw out any last-minute questions or thoughts or comments or wants clarification, please throw it to us and we can move on whenever you all are ready. But literally what it came down to was, it was the perfect crap storm. We needed to exit. We needed to exit for an indefinite length of time to heal. And when MZ came out and Dagika wanted someone to handle their Monday night stream, we were like, this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We love you guys.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah, and hopefully we've given people who are not used to the way that we critique clarification. We're not arrogant fark nuts.
No.
We're people who we have a position of expertise, and we have to speak directly because we don't have a lot of time.